Hello and welcome to another episode of Untold Chapters of Austin Macauley Publishers. Today, we're joined by Ezekiel King, a crime prevention expert and the author of From Innocence to Arrogance. You may have seen him featured on Channel 4's Banged Up recently, alongside celebrities you know and love. Ezekiel is an ex-convict who has turned his life around for the better, running his own company, Ezekiel King CIC, to help educate and support the younger generation. Good afternoon, Ezekiel. Thank you for joining us today. We're just going to ask you a few questions about your title and your recent appearance on Channel 4's Banged Up.
Cool.
Do you want to start with explaining a bit about yourself?
So of course, as you know, I'm a published author and I'm from the West Midlands in the UK. I'm the author of From Innocence to Arrogance, which is a fictional crime thriller about a young person's descent into the life of crime and about organized crime on a whole. So it kind of delves really deep at an intimate level into the world of crime, if you like.
Very interesting. What started your initial inspiration to become an author?
So, I was told by somebody who's fairly successful that I'm really good at telling stories and I should write a book. And also, I operated for many years as a high-level criminal, and I've been dubbed a gangster by BBC News and ITV News. So I just thought, why don't I monetize the information that I have in a more positive and constructive way? So instead of actually running a drug dealing empire, I might as well write about one and make money from it that way.
Definitely. It's a good example to set from the younger people as well, to say, don't get into this sort of thing.
Yeah, so like people could use my book as a how-to guide, but it wouldn't end very well. So I kind of think of my book as a what not to do type of book,
Yeah.
like a guide for a guide in how not to live.
Definitely.
Yeah,
What parts of the main character, Cyrus Johnson, did you draw from your real life experiences?
all of them. I'm
Oh,
joking. I'm joking. Um, well, I'm a firm believer of you can't write about something that you don't have knowledge of.
definitely.
So, so it being a fictional crime thriller, I wouldn't like to say any more than that on the subject for legal purposes.
No
Let's just
worries.
put it away.
Um, I see you have a kind of business called Ezekiel King CIC. Do you want to explain a bit about what you've done for that? What sort of projects you've um run on it?
So we've run projects for the Heart of England, whereby we allowed young people to use professional recording facilities in a radio station and kind of co-host their own radio show. We've also run projects for Birmingham City Council, feeding young people from deprived areas in inner city Birmingham over the summer holidays and Easter holidays. Mentored a lot of young people and given a lot of presentations in secondary schools around county lines, drug dealing, and knife crime.
That's amazing. That's a really good example to set, especially of your past. It's nice to see that you've expanded on it and kind of learnt from your mistakes and you're willing to show younger people a better way to live.
Of course, of course.
Um, what was the audition process like getting into Banged Up? Was it difficult?
They auditioned, I think, about 250 people or
Oh,
thereabouts, and
wow.
only like 15 of us made us through the audition process. But it wasn't typically difficult. It was more labor intensive than difficult. Like
Yeah.
there was a lot to do. It wasn't just, oh, you're all right, mate. What's your name? Oh, I'm Ezekiel. What did you used to do? Blah de blah de blah. Okay, you got the. It wasn't like that. It was several engagements.
A lot more intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere like? Was it really different to when you were in prison yourself, or was it what you expected it to be?
It was similar to being in prison. It was it was very similar to being in prison. For me, it wasn't that different because I kind of like can get on with people fairly well. So I'd say that the prisoners were a lot more serious than you'd expect to find in a normal prison. There was no shoplifters there, put it that way.
No,
No one was in there for stealing their mum's car and crashing it.
no.
Do you know what I mean? Everybody who was in there was an armed robber, a murderer, serious violent offender at some point. Like, yeah, so it was kind of, I was in there with a lot of people from the same ilk as myself.
Yeah.
That sounds really bad, but yeah.
Did you feel intimidated by anyone?
Yeah, I was shit scared, fearing for my life every day, shaking like a leaf. Could hardly carry my dinner up the stairs from the servery. And I just spent the whole time crying. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, of course I wasn't intimidated. I actually had a lot of fun and met some really nice people.
Good. You were on there with a few celebrities, weren't you? What were they like?
Tom's my mate. Tom's my very close friend now.
Oh, good.
They're all cool. They're all really cool. Especially Peter Hitchin. Peter Hitchin, he's a character, isn't he? So the columnist for the Mail on Sunday, I believe.
Also, what made you want to appeal to the younger generation for your book? I saw that you mentioned that you think it's good for parents to read and understand what goes on in the mind of a young criminal, I say in quotations.
Um, yeah, so basically, just wanted to give parents a deeper insight into the risks and the dangers that their children may be subjected to. So, just kind of allow them an insight so that they can better safeguard their children.
Definitely.
Inshallah.
That's a really important message to spread.
Yeah.
What does the book mean to you now, like a few years on from writing it? Does it still roam very close to your heart?
I think it's just a book about. I think you know what it was. I like to think that I've closed a chapter. I've turned a new leaf within my life, and every day that goes by, I start to kind of forget the person that is Cyrus Johnson just that little bit more. It's pretty scary to think that I once was Cyrus Johnson or someone very similar to him. So it's deep, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, your life changes over time. So at one stage, I was a very, very dangerous, very big drug dealer.
Yeah.
I don't live like that. I don't live like that no more. So it's kind of saddens me a little bit that that's actually my past. But if it can help someone, if it can guide someone, if it can um warn someone away from living like that, then it served its purpose. But I wrote it because that was a part of my life and I just needed to share that with society, and I've done that now. So
Yeah. That's all the questions I had for today. Do you want to say anything to anyone that might be watching?
yeah, don't buy my book.
Oh,
You have you have a great day.
thank you for watching and thank you for joining me on our little short form podcast. Thank you.
As we say in Jamaica, little more.
A little more.
Little more. It means I'll see you later.
Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to hear more like this, please like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're interested in purchasing a copy of From Innocence to Arrogance, there will be links below in the description. See you next time for another episode of Untold Chapters.